It's 6 p.m., so I'm calling to order a code enforcement hearing in the city of Cape Canaveral. Today's date is December 7, 2023. We remember Pearl Harbor, and my name is Richard Geller. I'm Special Magistrate, appointed by the City Council to hear code enforcement cases pursuant to Article 6 of the City Code and Florida Statutes, Chapter 162. We have on the agenda today two quasi-judicial evidentiary hearings, one of which is known as a Massey hearing, where we give a violator an opportunity to show that they are no longer in violation and that fines should not be imposed. The burden of proof in both of these proceedings is upon the city to show by a preponderance of the evidence that a code violation exists, or in the case of the Massey hearing, that the code violation continues to exist. I will determine, based on the evidence presented to me this evening, whether it is more likely than not that there is or has been a violation. Any alleged violator will have an opportunity to submit any rebuttal or exculpatory evidence, including testimony. At my discretion, I may allow a member of the public with relevant personal knowledge to testify, even if not called by either the city or the responding party. And we do have a sign-in sheet at the front for anyone who would like to testify. Upon request, an alleged violator may ask relevant and material questions of any city witness, and the city may ask relevant material questions of any witness for a responding party. I may exclude evidence that I deem irrelevant, immaterial, or unduly repetitious. In determining the amount of any fine, I will consider the gravity of the violation, any actions taken by the violator to correct the violation, and any history of previous violations. Under the city code and the Florida statutes, I may assess a code of up to $250 per day for a first violation, per violation, and up to $500 per day for a repeat violation, or, and although this is very rare, up to $5,000 for a violation that is deemed irreparable or irreversible, as well as the cost of any repairs that the city may need to make. At the conclusion of the hearing, I will issue findings of fact and conclusions of law based on the evidence of record, and I'll issue an order both here on the bench and in writing. I endeavor to do the written orders within a day or two, although right now I'm dealing with some emergency proceedings, so I might be delayed in giving written orders. The city will record a certified copy of any order that imposes a fine, which will become a lien against the land where the violation occurs, as well as upon any other real or personal property owned by someone deemed to be a violator. Any order that I issue may be appealed by any party to the Circuit Court of Brevard County within 30 days. It is the responsibility of the appealing party to obtain a record of these proceedings. An appeal is limited to the record that is presented before me. And just administrative housekeeping, the city's agenda packet will be administratively accepted as City's Exhibit 1, and its PowerPoint slides will be Exhibit 2, and we'll mark other exhibits to the extent we need to. The minutes for October 24th, 2024, I have not had an opportunity to get through them due to the proceedings I'm involved in, but I will have those ready to approve at the January meeting, which will be on January 23rd, 2024, also at 6 p.m. Right here. So at this point, I would ask anyone who intends to testify tonight to please be sworn in. Are you here to would you please stand up? Thank you, sir. Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you so much. Well, the first case on the agenda is case number 2023-366. It involves 120 Jackson Avenue, and the respondent is indicated as Randall Shane Reynolds as trustee. So the city, you can proceed.
Chris Robinson, City Cape Canaveral Code Enforcement Officer. Like I said, this is 120 Jackson Avenue, Cape Canaveral. Parcel of ID is on the screen. Violations.
You know what? My screen's not working. Hopefully this is an easy fix.
It is.
There we go. Is that going to go off automatically? I have oh, there it is. Now I can see
you
the
ready?
screen. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Okay.
Okay, this is for fire damage, loose, missing railings, and the property being unsecured.
Okay.
This is all International Property Maintenance Code. The notice of violation was sent out on 11/2/2023. As 11/30/23, and I even checked again today, it still has not been delivered. However, I did speak to the owner, and I posted the property on 11/3/2023 also.
So on the posting was the day after the
Yes, sir.
the notice. Okay.
The notice of hearing was sent out, or I posted the property on 11/13/23. I didn't bother sending one certified because the notice of violation was never even signed for.
I see.
So I went ahead and posted the property and confirmed with the property owner that they knew of the date and time of this hearing.
Okay.
On 8/6/2022, there was a fire in the rear first floor storage room that completely damaged the room and put a hole in the roof. Due to the fire damage, the room and the second floor area directly above, which contains 2 dwellings, have been deemed unsafe and were posted by the building official, Mike German. On 5/18/23, the code enforcement manager received a complaint from Peg Shaler, who is a tenant at this place, that the fire damaged room still has not been repaired and people are living in the second floor units. The complaint was forwarded to me to investigate. A site visit revealed the fire damaged room has not been addressed and the unsafe conditions remain. A check of the second floor units did reveal an individual in, but they denied living there. I contacted the owner, Shane Reynolds, and explained to him no one can be upstairs until the fire damage has been repaired and inspected.
Let me stop you. Is Peg Shaw, or is that just a citizen who?
No, she's a
complained?
tenant. She is one of the tenants. She operates the bar that's there. This is a commercial building.
Oh, I see. And so she brought this to the city's attention that of people living in this unit.
Yeah, we were aware of the fire, but then she brought it to our attention that still nothing has been done.
Okay, and then was that you personally did the inspection and found the person up there?
Yes.
Okay. All right, and the person denied living there. Were there any indications that the person was actually residing there?
Yeah, they were living there. There was mattresses in there, and they were living there. And it's not I had seen them on multiple occasions. I'd spoken to them before. There was also another individual that was living downstairs in a utility closet. And I discussed both of these with Mr. Reynolds.
A utility closet. So how big is this utility closet?
I never got to see inside. My guess was probably about 5 by 8, but you could confirm that with the property owner.
It was large enough for someone to
I think it was
lay in
large
as
enough for a little twin mattress for them to lay on.
Did you see the twin mattress in the utility closet?
No, I would just go by the fact that they were in there. The one time I could hear them, and another tenant at the location said that they're in there and gave me a description of what it looked like on the inside.
Okay. Was this the same tenant, Ms. Schaller, who
No,
told you?
this was another tenant of a thrift store.
Okay. Are the commercial parts of the building able to continue functioning? It's just really this storage area and the upstairs unit that's
Correct.
affected by the
Yes, sir. There's only 2
by the building
businesses
official.
being operated there.
Okay. So so it's really just part of the building that's been deemed unsafe, not the entire building.
That is correct.
Okay. What is what's Mike German's position with the
He's the
city?
building official.
Does he have any other title? Like, is he director of the building department or anything? of that
To my
nature?
knowledge, he's just the building official.
Okay, so he would be someone who does different inspections during construction, or is that like the typical thing that he would do?
Yes, he's in charge of all the inspectors for the city
Okay.
of Cape Canaveral.
Okay.
And he also, through the Florida Building Code, has the authority to post properties unsafe.
Okay. That's kind of what I was getting at, is this the guy who has the authority to do, to do that posting? So thank you for saying that directly, what I was getting at indirectly.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
through the Florida Building Code.
All right, and I assume that there was an actual posting on part of this building,
Yes, I have all those photos.
Oh, great, okay.
Okay, so 5/24/23 to 9/24/23, staff continued to receive complaints that individuals are living in the second floor units, as well as the closet next to the fire damage, which we just discussed. Each time I would respond, but only once did I find someone in the units. They refused to acknowledge me, so I contacted Shane, and he said he would come out and remove them, which I believe he did. On 11/1/23, I was informed that Peg Shaler complained about the fire damage still not being repaired and individuals continuing to go upstairs. A notice of violation was generated and sent certified mail, and the property was posted. I contacted Mr. Reynolds, who found the posting, and we discussed what he needs to be done to come into compliance. He understood and said he found someone to help him. On 11/13/23, due to the life safety issues and continued complaints that the violations are not being addressed, I generated a notice of hearing and posted the property. Shane contacted me and I explained our concerns and that he needs to have a plan in place to present to the magistrate and what steps he's going to take and an expected completion for all of this. This is the property that's in question. It's literally one parcel in from A1A. Just south of the split of North Atlantic and Astronaut.
Okay.
If you look in that aerial view, you'll see the second story unit there on the top. Those are the dwellings.
Is this where I'm sorry, what part is the second story?
Do you see look like a green tarp on the roof?
My monitor isn't really that green. Oh, I do see. Oh, I think I do. Am I pointing to the right place right there?
That area right there.
Thank you so much. Okay, so this is a green tarp that is to the right of the
Correct.
of the gray rectangle. And so is the gray rectangle, is that I'm trying to understand, is that the second story of the building, or is the entire?
No, that's literally right outside. That if you look to the left of that grayish building, you'll see the shadow, which is indicating that that's the second floor. That's the second story.
So that's the second story of the building, and then the
so
whole.
that tarp right there is you come up the staircase and you walk onto that tarp, and then you go where that white thing is in front of the tarp to the entrance to the dwellings.
Okay.
Below that tarp is the storage room that caught on fire.
Okay. And then, so let me understand, how does one access the
There's
dwellings?
a staircase. You can't really see it, but it's on the very top right portion of the building. You can probably see the landing just on the edge, top right edge of that green tarp. That's the landing that you come up onto from the staircase.
Right, I have a general idea what you're saying here, but
I got more pictures.
Okay, that's great. And the full building footprint includes the brown area.
Yes.
That the cars are parked in front of. So okay,
Yes.
I got it.
Here's the posting, and you can kind of see into the unit that's charred. That's the back of a large screen TV. Another posting on the opposite side of the garage. Again, you can see the fire damage inside the unit. This is the upstairs that we were discussing. Mr. Reynolds and his thrift store tenant have secured it so that people would stop going into it. This is the posting that was posted on 8/6/2022. This is the staircase that I was talking to you about.
There we go. Okay.
And
So-
just behind that plywood that's going across, that's put there to help keep, and that plywood is secured. Somebody would have to rip that down. It's secured to the railing, and then down on the right-hand side, there's a real heavy railroad tie that it's screwed into.
Yeah.
So nobody could get back there. But right through there and to the left, behind that staircase, is the garage door that's open where the fire is. And I got more pictures to show you.
Okay, so let me just Just back up for one moment, if you would. So the open doorway to the left, that is a garage door?
The one that you see is not fire damage. That's a separate storage room. That's a slide-down garage door.
Okay.
But that's what the other one looks like as well.
Okay.
It's a garage door.
And the other one's on the other side?
The other one's on
of
the other
this-
side. You can't see it in this photo.
I see. And so to get to the dwellings, you go up these stairs,
Correct.
and then I see a bunch of, do not cross type tape.
Yes, we put that up to prevent people from going up there.
All right.
As you can see, that railing there is no longer attached to the concrete piling,
Right.
so that's an insecure railing. This is walking from that landing that I just showed you where the railing is. It's out of frame, and then you walk to that door right there. All that tarp right there is the roof of where the fire damage was. It's you would fall through it if you didn't have the plywood there.
And is there plywood that's over
There's
some of the
plywood
damage?
over the holes, and
I
then the
see.
tarp is over the plywood. This is facing towards the south of the building. There's no railing whatsoever. So there's never been railings there, and there needs to be. If it doesn't necessarily have to be on the edge of the building, but there needs to be railings to safeguard anybody that's up on that roof.
I see. Yeah.
And this is the front side where the landing comes up right there. There's no railings all along that side either. So there
the
needs to
idea
be
is
railings
There needs to be a railing from the staircase to wherever it is you go into these units.
Sure, he could either put railings all the way around the outskirts of the roof, or he can put railings in a smaller area so that when you go from the staircase to the front door, there's protection for you.
Okay.
Okay, so now this is with the garage door up. It doesn't function properly, so the garage door needs to be properly functioning. But you can see the fire damage. The garage door itself is charred.
So and all the stuff that is outside of the storage room, is that a separate violation?
Well, that's inside the storage room.
So that's inside, but
Yes.
the issue is that it's all visible.
It's all visible. If the door was closed, then correct. We wouldn't know that there is stuff in there.
Is the fact that the garage door is inoperable and has this appearance, this cluttered appearance, is that one of the violations
Yes,
that the
sir,
city
it
is
is.
asserting? Okay.
It is. The door has to be functioning properly, and it has to serve the purpose for what it is, which is to hide the clutter.
Okay, and is the clutter itself a separate viation that has been asserted here, or is it just a garage
No,
door?
not necessarily, because the way to resolve that would be closing the door.
Okay, all right.
Just another picture, as you can see the collapsing trusses there from the char. Just above that is where the plywood is and the tarp. You can see the 2x4 kind of holding it up.
Yeah.
A closer photo. If you look, you can see the clean plywood that's up in there. That's what you're walking on up above.
So was that clean plywood put there temporarily?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Just more photos facing the other direction.
Okay.
And that's all I have. The property owners here.
All right. Okay.
Shane.
Mr. Reynolds? Feel free to. And I think Mr. Palmer would like you to just fill this out so we have a record of you here.
Thank you, Brian.
All right.
Hello,
could you
sir.
Hi, could you please, just for the record, state your name and your address?
My name is Randall Shane Reynolds, and my living address right now is 993 Pinson, but I did live at 120B Jackson before the fire.
Okay. And the other address, the 993 Penson, you said?
Yes, Rockledge, Florida, 32955.
Okay, hopefully the city gets that, just because we want to make sure that we're able to communicate with you in a timely manner, and they did try to get something to you by certified mail, and I just
Yeah, I
want,
have those over there, and I just haven't been picking the mail up there. You know,
Okay.
I've got one or two and just talked with Chris
would it make,
over it.
would it make sense for them to be mailing things to you directly at this Penson
Yes.
address? And that's Penson, P-E-N-S-O-N?
Yes, Pinson,
P-I-N-S-O-N, Rockledge, Florida. What's the zip code again?
32955.
32955.
955.
Okay. So, very good. So,
And
you may
Chris-
proceed.
Chris pretty much covered it. I mean, that's exactly what I'm facing, and
Yeah.
it's been finances. My dad passed away, left me the property, and so it's been a couple years since he passed. And people's been living in there. They're tearing the place up and stuff like that. And unfortunately, she's one of my nieces that's been coming over there. She's homeless, and so she's been coming there. She receives mail there, but you know, she's not staying there any longer. But the damage is already done. You can tell people's been living in there.
Yeah. What was the cause of the fire? Do we know?
Could have been a cigarette or something like that. Got on some mattresses that was stored in that room that you see where it's all burned up. There was mattresses caught fire in there.
Was someone living in the garage?
No, that's
time.
where they do laundry. It's a laundry room.
So so the room that caught fire was a laundry room?
Storage and laundry.
Storage and laundry room, okay. And then I assume you have some kind of insurance claim to get money to get this place fixed back up?
Yeah, that's why it's taken so long, because with my dad passing away, and he was the one on the mortgage and stuff like that, so there didn't really, I still haven't received any money for the damages and stuff. That's what I was waiting on for Planet Home Lending, our mortgage company, to recognize that I own the building now. But they haven't, you know, they still give me the runaround. But I do have somebody that's gonna come and help me get all the railings, and I have something, evidence right here.
Sure. Feel free to bring
This is pretty much what Chris went over everything.
so much. And then, so I'm gonna mark this as Respondents Exhibit 1. And I can have this copy?
Yes.
Thank you. And just for the record, this is appears to be a quote from All Florida Roofing, a licensed and insured company. It has the date of December 4th, 2023. It is to re-roof, tear off existing roofing underlayment down to the deck, nailing off the deck. So this is dealing with anything other than the roofing aspects of?
Yeah, it's got, if you read on down through it, it's got everything covered. It's got the railing that needs to be put up there. And then he also said if we needed to go in there and barricade it, that he could go in there and barricade where nobody can get up there and get into the units anymore. But also the stairwell's old, and now the steps are not wide enough. So that's another thing that he was addressed in that letter.
Okay, so I'm seeing here, let me just kind of get through, beyond all the roofing issue, or roofing portions of this. Replace current ventilation system, insulation, water drainage system, install ISO board tapered insulation system, trusses plywood. Once a roof is torn off, inspect fire damaged trusses and plywood, repair plywood at $115 a board. Repair fire damaged trusses, install truss hanger, replace the 2x8 trusses, banisters, remove and install new aluminum banister for flat roof to meet code requirements, stairwell, demo and remove existing stairwell, and fabricate aluminum stairwell with aluminum banisters to meet code requirements. Okay. And did they indicate when they could start doing this work?
We talked, and he's like 90 days. You know, it's just gonna take a little bit to get everything rolling.
What about the, I'm really concerned about these people living in an
Yeah,
unsafe.
that's something he addressed, that we can go up there, and like I said, we can put plywood and temporary barriers That way to keep them out, and right now we do have the plywood and different stuff downstairs that's attached to keep them from going underneath they're actually living in the staircase, was a mattress in there. And then upstairs, I went up there, there was a couple mattresses and stuff where they were staying upstairs as well.
It seems to me that the mattresses need to be removed.
Yes.
These dwelling units need to be barricaded so no one can get in there pending the
Yes, sir.
the actual repair work getting underway. Yeah, I'm really concerned about 90 days of someone potentially getting hurt up there. So I'm looking at the human.
How does that sound of going in next week or so?
Please,
and putting
yeah.
barriers up where they can't get up the stairs, and kind of fix that until we get everything going and rolling on it.
Yeah, my thought is to barricade the actual dwelling. If someone were to somehow get upstairs, even with the staircase barricaded, that they still couldn't get into those units because the entranceways into them would be barricaded as well. I mean,
Okay.
that would seem to be what excuse me, what would be a temporary solution. Just trying to
Sure.
preserve human life. This family member, whoever it might be, going up there. We don't want someone getting hurt. That's like the immediate concern, and then the less pressing issue is getting all these code issues taken care of, getting all Florida Roofing in there and getting them to get the work going. So if we're in almost mid-December, and we're talking like 90 days gets us to March, and we need to really press this, I think, to happen. I mean, I would like to see it happen a lot sooner.
So you're saying that maybe going and getting the doors barricaded where nobody can get in and stuff, to have that done, I can get that done immediately and get some of the cleaned and the stuff that's up there, if I have the right to go on there. I haven't been going because it said to stay off, so I wasn't going up there or nothing. I didn't know that they were living up there,
Yeah.
so I can have them
It
go
seems to
in
me, I'd like to get some input from the city on this, we got the building officials saying, don't enter, but I think to get on there to actually secure the area, that would seem to be an
You said you were
appropriate
gonna be
thing to do.
tearing
It'd be a
the
lot.
stairs down?
Yes, sir. It's actually posted as unsafe for human occupancy.
Okay,
And that means nobody can occupy the premises in that area. He does have actually three other units that are occupiable, if that's a word.
Yeah.
They can
Habitable.
occupy those, but that where the storeroom and the laundry room, and then the units upstairs and that roof upstairs, they can't occupy that, but they can go in to it and repair or board up or secure or make safe, however they need to do that, they can do that. Just, be cautious because there are holes in the floor.
no doubt.
Yeah.
pretty thick plywood and
Sir, could you speak into the microphone, because I'm afraid won't be captured for the record. Go ahead, you can say that again.
Yeah, I was just saying that we have the plywood down, it's pretty thick. You could walk on where the hole's at and you won't go through the roof, and we got the tarp on top of that to keep rainwater from going down inside.
Yeah.
But, like I said, like he said, it's just a hole was burned, about probably 3-foot round hole.
Yeah.
That was burned, and it's right there where you walk into the units. So the units and stuff is still fine. It's just a hole in the roof that you can't walk to get inside. So that's why it's shut down, because you
Yeah.
can't actually walk in and get into the door without being in that hole.
Right, so my sense is we want to secure these units, so you cannot get into the units, so you're not even tempted to go past where this hole is.
Yes, sir.
And you don't want vagrants living there anyway. It's property inherited that I'm sure has some sentimental meaning to you, and I'm sure you want to get it taken care of and do with it whatever you wish once it's all fixed up. So.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, any response from the
Well,
city? How do you
based on
like,
some
how do you like,
things-
is there any recommendations from the city? How would you like to?
Yeah, well,
us
based
to-
on some things he says, there's a couple of things that we could do here. I think the quickest, because I wasn't aware of this before, but he's saying he's going to tear the staircase down to put a new one up. If he tore the staircase down now, that would eliminate anybody accessing the roof or the units upstairs.
That's a really good point.
Okay, so if maybe we could figure out a time frame that we could get that done. The other thing that we could get done immediately is see if we can't get the garage door closed so that the eyesore, the blight, isn't
Yeah.
visible anymore. And then, let's figure out when we can get the permits going and what's the time frame to start making these repairs. But if we
Yeah.
can cure the safety issue by removing the staircase entirely and closing and securing that garage door, laundry room door, I think the safety aspect of it has been resolved.
Is the garage door, is it a manual garage door, electric garage door? What is it?
It's a garage door, but when they come in to get the fire, they took the saws and they cut one of the doors, or both of them actually, to get in there to get to the fires and stuff. So the fire department's the one that, ruined the two doors. But whatever, if we have to plywood or have somebody come put a couple garage doors on there until we can make sure that we can start making these repairs.
I would think you would want new garage doors would be my, just,
I don't know that he could put them on right now because of the damage.
that's right, because
So
of,
I think boarding 2x4 frame,
Okay.
almost building a wall right there, boarding it up and securing it. Because you can access it from inside of his thrift store business that's there.
Okay.
So you'd still be able to access it to make repairs and this and that.
Okay.
But I think, the removal of the staircase would require a permit, a demo permit.
Yeah.
So he would have to apply for that, demo that, board up that garage area, and I believe that would resolve any safety concerns that the city has.
Okay. So we're getting close to the holidays. What is to take care of the immediate, concern here? What's a reasonable time to just get that staircase removed? And
That's something that the roofer said that's what he was telling me before I got here and stuff. He said that if we need to go in there and do that we can do that ahead of what the major deal,
Oh,
that
good.
roof and stuff. The major roof and replacing all the beams and different stuff that has to be done. So this is right where we can get this done in a couple weeks or
Okay.
something, maybe even sooner than that.
well, I think
He can have the
yeah,
roofers go and
I'd
start
say
doing that.
if would that be acceptable to the city to get these initial steps done within 2 weeks? Is that
Oh, absolutely.
okay? So let's do 2 weeks to demo the staircase, pull the permit, get that demolished, and get and take care of the garage door to close up whatever holes are in the garage door so it can at least secure that area.
And then we could do tentatively the 90 days to pull a permit to start making the repairs on it and everything else. And if 90 days comes, then we'll set this up for a Massey hearing to reevaluate where we're at.
Sure, okay. All right, I think I got it now. And then, so let me, so I'll issue an order on this. And hopefully, everything goes smoothly. You won't need to see me again. No fines will be issued to you, because you have enough expense dealing with all this stuff and waiting on the insurance and all that. So I suspect, you're a responsible citizen. You're going to want to get this taken care of. And so I'm going to issue an order noting that is there anything further you want to say before I issue the order? We're good? Okay, so I'll issue an order stating that Mr. Reynolds is the owner of the subject property as trustee, that there was fire damage to a downstairs storage laundry room, and also I find the garage door currently is not secured. Does the garage door go up and down, or is it just a matter of the holes in it? Is that the issue?
It does go up and down, but the wheels are melted, so it's
Okay.
kind of rough pulling it up and down.
I see. Okay, but
come down.
it can't come down. We can then secure put the wood over. Okay. There's some, we do have some guardrails on going up the stairs that are loose and are a safety hazard. Were those guardrails on the stairs that would be removed?
Yeah, those
Okay.
are like old school.
Okay, so those guardrails would be on the staircase. I got it, which we're going to talk about demolishing. I'm
And
going to,
around it, also, when you come up on the roof and stuff, I had a rope there trying to keep an eye. I always had trouble with people wanting to walk out there on the roof and stuff.
Yeah.
So this has been something that I need to do for a long time.
Okay.
Put railing where when you do walk up there, that you can't just walk out on the roof
okay,
and stuff like that. We've had, you know,
Well,
that's been an issue. It's
all
been
right.
like that
Well,
forever.
now you get it all done, you know. So we'll say that we'll call it the roof slash balcony outside the residential units has no guardrail to prevent a fall. I find that that's a safety hazard. Find that the building official declared the residential units as unfit for human occupancy. These are the residential units on the second floor due to the fire directly below, and yet that individuals have been observed living in the units, as well as in a utility closet just outside of the storage room that was damaged, and that these areas are not yet secured to prevent such entry. That there is clutter in the garage that would be hidden once the garage door is closed and secured and the holes repaired. I find all of the notices complied with the Florida statutes and the city code. I find that I'm going to find some violations, that this is an unsafe structure. I do find a violation of Section 108.1 of the International Property Maintenance Code, because the code official found the unit to be unsafe and unfit for human occupancy. I find that there was prohibited occupancy under 108.5 of the International Property Maintenance Code. I'm going to call that the IPMC. That it was properly posted by the building official. I'm finding just because of the condition right now, I do find a violation of 302.1 of the IPMC, because as it is right now, the building is not in a clean, safe, and sanitary condition. As for the exterior structure, I'm finding some violations of 304 of the IPMC. The 304.1 says the exterior of a structure shall be maintained in good repair, structurally sound and sanitary, so as not to pose a threat to public health, safety, and welfare. 304.1.1, unsafe conditions. Finding some uh, 304.10 dealing with the stairways, which is supposed to be in good repair, proper anchorage, capable of supporting the imposed loads. We have that. Of course, that's going to be taken care of with the demolition. Handrails and guardrails, 304.12. Every handrail and guard shall be firmly fastened, capable of supporting normally imposed loads. Regarding the doors, the garage doors, 304.15 shall be maintained in good condition. Finding it also may be a violation of 306 .1 insofar as it is a component of the structure and equipment therein. And then unsafe conditions, 306.1.1, where you have wood that's subject to fire damage. And then also 307.1 pertaining to handrails and guardrails. We discussed that. So what we're going to require is that that you pull permits, all necessary permits, to repair all the damage caused by the fire within 90 days. That will include replacing the non-working garage door, also within the 90 days of getting the permit to do that. And also the guardrails to be installed on the balcony upstairs. That'll also be part of the whole 90 days. And then we have 2 weeks to demolish the staircase and secure the garage door. And to cover the holes in the garage door. Okay, so I think that I accurately get the dates, the time frame we're talking here.
Yes, sir. The other thing is a permit will be required for the demolition of the staircase.
Yes, and also 2 weeks to pull permit and get the demolition going on that. All right. So then you heard my speech at the beginning about the potential fines, $250 per day per violation, all that. I would just urge you to work with this contractor and put as much, be the squeaky wheel and get as much pressure on them to tell them you're under the gun and you got to get this done. And hopefully we will not see you back. And wish you well on getting this whole thing fixed.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Let's move on to you're free to go. Thank you, sir. The next case, case number 22308, which is a Massey hearing. Let's make sure I got the number. There we go. Here we go. This is the one we had just in November. This is, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, Cheshjakova. This is the one where the shower assembly is leaking into the unit down below to the annoyance of the people who live downstairs. What's going on with this case? I don't see the respondent here.
This is Kevin Costa, City of Cape Canaveral Code Enforcement. This is case number 22-308.
Mr. Costa.
This is at 404 Tyler Ave, Unit 6, Cape Canaveral. Legal and partial up on the screen. Magistrate orders were sent certified mail on November 1st, and the property was posted in accordance with Florida Statute 162 on November 1st. 11/21/2023, notice of Massey hearing was sent on 11/21/2023. The property was posted in accordance with Florida statute.
Yeah, I guess at that point you don't even bother to send it via certified mail. They're not picking it up, so you just might as well post it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. However, Florida Statute 162.12 notices does require us to send it certified.
So it's sent, but it's not.
So we send it, it just never,
They're
they
never-
never
yeah, they're just
pick it
not.
up. So we, normally when we have an individual like that, we'll go ahead and send it per Florida statute, and then we'll post the property that day. That's why you're seeing the same dates.
Right.
Just to make sure that we're, following all the rules for them
prudent thing
in the
to
due
do.
process. We do have a letter from the property owner that we would like to submit to you. ahead of time, so you can have an opportunity to possibly read that if you would like to.
I would like to read it.
And the city received a copy of the same letter.
All right. So I'm going to call the letter Respondents Exhibit 1. And would this be okay, Mr. Costa, if I were to go ahead and read this into the record?
Sure.
At this point, all right. Okay, dear, it's addressed to me. Thank you for taking your time and patience. History, I, Ludmila Chestakova, received a message from Deborah, the association manager, on Sunday, June 25th, 2023, informing that there is a leak downstairs in the bathroom. I ran to check the leak upstairs, did not see any signs of water. I knocked on the door downstairs, and the daughter would not let me in. However, told me I told her I would like to do a test and ran the water in the shower, in the sink, and flush the toilet. After 45 minutes of testing, the daughter did not see any leaks, or where the leak that she has might, or where the leak that she has might be coming from. I asked her where is the water stain appears to be. Later, I received pictures of the ceiling. As per the pictures, there was a brown water stain collected on the left side of the ceiling, appearing to be coming from the wall. Deborah Property Management booked a plumber for coming up Wednesday at 8 a.m. Upon plumber's arrival, her name was Nikki. She went to the downstairs unit and cut the ceiling sheetrock with the water stain out on the left side. Then she came up to my unit upstairs, ran hot water in my shower for 45 minutes with no signs of any water leaking. She did more tests and then cut the ceiling a little wider, having all the sheetrock and whatever rocks and wood that was inside the ceiling drop on the downstairs unit bathtub. She then finally cuts the ceiling all the way towards the middle of the wall, goes back upstairs, rips my drain out, puts a rag inside the pipe, runs my shower in order to try to fill up the shower. Then she goes downstairs a little after, calls me over to come look. I come downstairs to look at the drain from my shower that is in the middle of the ceiling dripping. Please note on the picture there is no water damage anywhere near the middle of the ceiling. I proceed to tell the plumber that you could clearly see the water dripping on the sheetrock of no water damage anywhere. I said, you ripped out my drain, and I went upstairs to get the rag out and put my drain back in. When I came back downstairs, the plumber cut the rest of the sheetrock to cover the evidence of dry ceiling. Cut the rest of the sheetrock to cover the evidence of dry ceiling? I don't understand that. When Nikki the plumber left, I called immediately a different plumber, which was Cocoa Beach Plumbers. Cocoa Beach Plumbers arrived and ran the water with no signs of any leak. They did notice, though, water streaks on my wall on the other side of the bathroom, so they went up to the attic. When they were in the attic, they found evidence of termites and told me termites, like wet wood or damp wood. We also had a storm on June 22nd, heavy rain with heavy gushing wind. I have all the evidence and documentation to show. I also told the lady owner downstairs that I can cover her ceiling temporarily and gave her ideas until we find the leak, if in fact it is my leak. I also called the original company who came out and asked to speak to somebody who can come and recheck Nikki's plumbing job, since I have other plumbers who came over and did not match with Nikki's report after the office being rude and even hanging up the phone, then acting like it was an accident. Finally, Tom came over and agreed that Nikki was not right and apologized that Nikki's the original plumber, okay? I spoke to code enforcement, Kevin, that's you, Mr. Costa, on July 20th and explained the situation. At the moment, I'm still medically ill, not renting, and there are pipes inside the wall that belong to the building. I'm not aware of any installation. I understand that there is some pipe that is not up to code. I will certainly address that with the building and the plumber in order to get it fixed. As far as the leak, I would like to point out that it did not come from me. 3 years ago, there was the same stain on the same spot that I was blamed for, saying that it was my air condition. I fixed the air condition and fixed the ceiling. Now, 3 years later, it's exactly the same brown spot. Thank you, Ludmila Chestakova. And then I have Attached to it is an invoice from CB Plumbing Services for $94.11. Date of this is July 6, 2023. It says under description, Harrison and Jesse were called here to find leak. We ran everything and plugged everything. After the customer has done this as well, trying to find leak, we think that this leak is due to weather. As the customers also said, the only time they notice this leak is when it rains hard. There's also a note here, termite damage was found in attic. Technicians believe leak is caused by the weather. Okay, all right. Any comment by the city on, I mean, we know, we saw evidence at the hearing that there was a pipe that was the diameter was not up to code. I recall that. But go ahead, I'll let you continue on.
We cannot determine where the water leak is coming from, but the notice of violation was for improperly installed plumbing that does not meet Florida Building Code. As of this morning, it was brought to my attention that a permit has been applied for and has been issued to repair the pipes.
Okay,
As mentioned in the letter from Ludmilla, that she's not renting, a BTR has not been obtained, but we will continue to monitor to see if there is evidence showing rental.
okay. So, my original was there a, help me to remember this, was there also a payment of business taxes? Was that an issue in this one, or do we not?
There was, correct.
Okay, was that ever taken care of, do we know?
It has not been yet taken care of. But again, as she had mentioned in the letter, that she's not renting, as of today, I did not see a vacation rental listed, but it will be continued to be monitored to see if,
Oh, I see, okay, so is there any request for any kind of fine on that aspect of the case?
not at this moment, no.
So
A
no
business
fine
tax
on,
receipt is not required because
no
there is no
fine, okay.
evidence of,
and then on the, now, there, okay, so here we have the plumbing system hazards, the reduction of the size and direction of the flow, all that. Section 704.2 was the violation. That's not been fixed yet, but a permit was applied for. Does the city suggest that I find a violation and fine Ms. Chishakova?
the city suggests that Ludmilla has until the end of the permit expiration to correct the violation.
Okay,
Real quick, sir, when we issue a permit, permits have 6-month lifespan on them. As long as there is good faith effort with this permit, then we don't have a problem waiting the length of the permit.
okay,
Because they did come in, they applied, it has been issued. It's not a lengthy fix, it's a very easy fix.
yeah, I would think so.
So if we don't see any progress on the permit, then we'll be coming back in front of you and going over this once again.
Okay, so what I'm trying to get at is, like, do we need another order from me, or do we just you just want to like keep me up to date on this, and then we just maybe revisit this?
I think the best thing to do now, just listening and just kind of figuring things out, what may make it a lot easier is if we just table this, because we just found out about the permit today. So if we would like to table this, and we'll table it, and then we'll see what the progress is, and then if we have to call her back, then we can do that in the next couple months.
I agree with that, and I don't even think you need an order from me on that. The city's going to take it off the agenda.
That's fine. We can do that.
Let's do that. So we'll call it tabled. I won't be spending my time on an order, which is fine. Does that all sound good to you?
That's
Mr.
all,
Costa?
yes.
Okay. Very good. I don't see anything else on the agenda. So if there's nothing else, I'll go ahead and adjourn. So thanks very
sir.
much.